Okay, the first thing that we're going to cover from the bottom position, the first technique we're going to cover from the bottom position, is the inside stand-up. The stand-up is probably used more than any other technique from the bottom position to get your escape. Okay, a couple things to keep in mind if you're going to stand up on the opposition. One thing that I feel helps is if you turn your toes under as opposed to having your feet flat on the mat. Again, this is something that may differ with different wrestlers. However, I feel that I can get more speed and power by turning my toes under. Okay, on the inside stand-up, and when we say inside stand-up, that means that the opposition, the top man, is riding on this side. He's riding on my left side. And my inside stand-up leg is the side that is the leg that's to the inside. If you were on the other side, then this would be my inside stand-up leg. Okay, so on your inside stand-up, if you're going to stand up on the opposition, the first thing you need to do is get yourself in a squat position. You don't need to bend the elbows too much, but a slight bend in the elbow will help you spring as you start your stand-up. The other thing that you would like to do in this position is, as you start to come up, you would like to be able to bump the top man. What you're trying to do is knock him off guard a little bit. So, as I start to pop up into a stand-up position, watch what my back does. My back curls like that. Your back is not in an inverted position. Your back is curled up towards the ceiling. This will help you create a little space and knock the top man off guard a little bit. So again, the first thing we want to do is flex slightly at the elbows. Now, from this position, we're going to spring hard and pop your back into the top man. On this particular stand-up, the next thing that we're going to concentrate on is what we do with this inside hand. Anytime you stand up, the key to getting away is to be able to control the top man's hands. So, from the very beginning, everything will be geared towards getting hand control and getting myself into a position so that I can escape from the top man. Okay, from here, we spring up, we pop the back into him. Now, the inside hand comes to the inside. Okay, he'll be riding on my left side. This is to block him out as I start to stand up. Now, once we bring this hand back, and it really doesn't make too much of a difference which way you turn this hand when you bring it back, but eventually you're going to be turning it over this way so that you can come to a 2-on-1 position. So from here, what we do is pop your back into him, the inside hand comes in close to your body. The next movement would be the movement of the foot. From here, as we spring and pop back, the arm comes back, we're going to step out. If you notice, as I stepped out, I'm going to turn my foot towards the outside leg. Now, eventually, what's going to happen once I get to this position is that I'm going to pop my outside knee up. It's not necessary to move this foot at all. All I need to do from here is just rotate my knee, and you're going to be on your feet. So, once you start to spring up, we pop here, the arm comes back, and we step. It's important to get in the habit of turning your foot towards the outside knee. Now, the next thing we want to do, as soon as we get this foot out, and this is the most important thing about your stand-up. If you can get this foot up, meaning this knee is up and the foot is out, you have a good chance to get to your feet. If you get caught somewhere in between here and you get chopped back down to the mat, then it's going to be difficult. So the most important thing on your stand-up is getting the foot out here. If you can get to this position, you have a good chance to beat him on the stand-up. Okay, once we get to this position, we're going to do what we call a knee rotation. From here, just rotate your knee up, and you want to keep your body in somewhat of a squat position. Both knees are flexed. You're not bent too far over this way, and you're not leaning too far back. You don't want to give the top man a chance to pick up a leg or trip you back down to the mat. So you want to be in a good, stable position. This is similar to the position that you would be in if you assumed your basic takedown stance position. So from here, you have this hand blocked out, and what you're trying to do once you get to your feet and all the way through your stand-up is to stop the top man from locking his hands. So this stays in close to your body. On the other side would be his waist hand. What you want to do now is come across, control the waist hand. Okay, if you can come here for a second, Rich. You would control the waist hand. You're blocking this one out. You come across, you control this waist hand, and then you would like to try for a 2-on-1 situation. This is important. Anytime you're trying to break free with a stand-up, rather than go 1-on-1 or control it with just one hand here, what you want to do is go 2-on-1. Once you get to this 2-on-1 situation, we like to do this at Boston University, and this is one thing that I've used throughout my wrestling career. I like to try to pull his hand down on the side so that when he tries to resist, he's pulling against my whole leg. He's trying to lift my entire body. So, from here, we push it down to the side of your leg. Your arm should be straight at this point. If you can get it down to your side here, you can pretty much control this thing with one hand. He's pulling against your leg, and he has to lift the weight of your entire body. So from here, we pull it down to the side of the leg. Now, once you get to this position, there's a number of ways that you can finish your stand-up. But the key is to get to this position and control the 2-on-1 hand control. Here, down to the side of your leg. Okay, let's run through that again with the man on top. Okay, again, the first thing you want to do is get yourself in somewhat of a squat position. From here, you bend slightly at the elbows. Now, as we spring, we pop and spring hard. The arm comes back. Now, when you step out, the arm comes back and the knee pops up pretty much all in one motion. I'll do a slow version of it to show you what we're talking about. We're doing this here. Okay, now, once you're here, you should be concentrating on blocking this man out from trying to lock around your waist. If he starts to lock, what you do is just keep this hand here until you can come across and control this hand. Now from here, you want to take the hand, shove it down to the side of your leg. Now you're in a position so that you can start to finish your stand-up. Okay,